So welcome again to our Astronomy at Home story time from the Astronomical Society of the Pacific. Today we are joined by a special guest, author Angela Dalton. And I'm gonna get Angela spotlighted here. There's Angela. And we are going to be hearing her read a book that she wrote. She is the author of If You Look Up to the Sky, and it's one of my favorite storybooks. So I'm really excited that Angela is here to read it for us. And she lives nearby in Oakland, California. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Angela, to read your book to us. And afterwards, we're going to get to ask you questions. You're going to tell us a little bit about the illustrator who made the pictures for the book. So thanks for joining us, and I'll turn it over to you, Angela.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for that wonderful intro. I'm so glad to be here. I love the Astronomical Society of the Pacific. It's such a great organization. They're great friends. So I'm really happy to be here. I'm really glad to meet new friends, all of you guys. So thank you for joining me. I love seeing all of your faces. Hello. It looks like a lot of people have some lights up. It looks like some holiday celebrations are getting ready to be had. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and getting ready for those types of really fun things. Today, I am so excited to read my book to you. It's called If You Look Up to the Sky. I'm going to pull that up right now before we get started so you can see. Let's see, here we go. Let me share this with you guys and go into presentation mode. Here we go. Okay, so before I read the book, I would love to tell you a little bit about me. As Anna mentioned, my name is Angela Dalton. I am a writer. I write books. The book that you are going to see was my first picture book that I wrote. I have a few more that are coming out over the next couple of years, but this was my first one, so it's really, really special to me. I like to read a lot of books. I hope you guys like to read too. Reading is so much fun because you get to learn about different places and different people and about different things, and such a big world out there. And so reading is one of the many ways that you can connect with other things in the world, other places in the world. So that's why I like to read. I read a lot of books, which is also really important if you're going to write books, because reading other books give you ideas. And so once you get those ideas in your head and they swirl around, and all of a sudden you might see pictures, and those pictures come together and the words come together, and you put them down on paper, you might have a book. And that's kind of fun. And you get to share that book or share that story with other people. And that's even really more fun than writing the book. So I like to read a lot of books so I can write a lot of stories. And then one thing that a lot of people don't know about me, but I'm going to share with you today, is that I also love solving puzzles. Puzzles are so fun. And I love looking at art. And those two things are also really important for writing or making a book. Solving puzzles is like trying to figure out who the characters are and what they're going to do and what they're going to say. And then when you have all of that done, you can give it to an artist like I did, and then they get to create pictures. And then all of a sudden it's like your words and your characters like suddenly came to life and they're jumping around on the page. And so I think that's really fun. And that's why I write books. So as Anna mentioned, my name is Angela. I wrote this book, If You Look Up to the Sky. In the lower right corner, you'll see Margarita Sikorskaya. She was my friend, and she's an illustrator, but she's also a painter. And she was the one who drew all the pretty pictures that you're going to see in my book today. And I also have something really special that I can share with you after we get done with the reading of the book. So I can't wait for that. So should we get started? Are you guys ready? Yeah, I see some head nodding. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. If you look up to the sky. When I was a little girl, I used to sit on my grandmother's lap, and we would look up to the sky, and she would say, if you look up to the sky, and when you're feeling lost, and you see the moon peeking ever so slightly through the clouds, know you're in the place you are meant to be. So as you can see, the little girl to the right, she's way over here, and it's kind of dark and a little bit gloomy, but that big bright moon is shining down all of its light into the forest. And you can see it's all brightly lit and beautiful. And to the left, all the way over here, she can see her home. And she sees the lights are on, and she knows that inside it's filled with all the people who love her, who will take care of her and protect her and keep her safe. And so she doesn't have to be scared really, because she knows all the people and the things that she loves are very close, are close by. If you look up to the sky and there is no moon to fill it, don't be afraid. It is the sky telling you to be calm and patient. Good things will happen soon. So, sometimes when there's no moon in the sky and it's really dark and there's no light and it can feel really scary. But sometimes just being in a place where it's calm and dark, you can rest and you can think. And that's a good thing. And you see that while she might look lonely and she might feel lonely, she's really not, because who's over here? It's her friend, the cat, right? That's right. That's the thing. None of us are ever really, really alone. And so we just have to remember that there's either people or things that we connect to, that again can fill that space, and we just know that we're never really completely alone. And that's a good thing. And we just have to wait for things to change, and everything will change, and good things will happen. So just wait till they do. If you look up to the sky and it is filled with stars, name one after each of your accomplishments. That way, you know you're giving something back to the universe that gave you the breath to make them happen. So, I don't know if everybody here knows what an accomplishment is, but it's kind of like a goal. So, let's say you want to learn how to ride your bike. So, that's your goal. And maybe one day you pick up your bike and you take off the training wheels and you get on the bike and you start pedaling and you fall over. That happens. And then you get up the next day and you say, I'm going to try this again. So you get your bike and you start pedaling and you get a little bit farther, but maybe you fall over again. And then one day after that, you get up, you get your bike, you start pedaling, and all of a sudden you're riding your bike and you're not falling over and you're going farther and farther and farther. And that's an accomplishment. That's a goal. You did it. And so those things every day we have goals, there's things that we want to do, there's things that we do. And we have to remember that it's good to celebrate those things, that we can feel good about the things that we do. And so this is a reminder that we should always be happy for the things that we accomplish. If you look up to the sky and you see a star streak across its darkness, know that you are special, and like that star, there will never be another you. Now, I really like this page. And the reason why I like this page is because think about all the people that are in your house. Think of all the people who live in the block. Think of all the people who go to your school, who are in your state, who are in the whole world. All the people in the whole world. And nobody is like you. Isn't that really cool to think about? We're all unique, we're all different, and being different isn't a bad thing. It's actually really good to be different. I mean, who wants to be the same? Nobody wants to be the same. Boo. Being unique is so wonderful, and you should celebrate that. So just know that each one of us on this call in this world are special and unique, like a shooting star. Now, there will be times when you look up to the sky and it will be filled with flashes of lightning and dark, gloomy clouds. It is the universe reminding you that even in the bad times can be exciting, and you just have to wait for them to pass. Now think about that. I don't know how many of you have actually been in a thunderstorm, but it can be kind of scary. The ground is rumbling when the lightning strikes, and the clouds are really dark and ominous, which also kind of means scary. And it can feel like they're never going to go away, that it's just going to be this really scary, rumbly, grumbly kind of day, week, month. But we all also know that after a while, they will pass. And all of a sudden, after a big rainstorm, we can always count on one thing. And what is that? That's a rainbow. And just like this girl, she may have gone through a really dark, stormy time, but it's passed. And now she can just lay out in this field of dandelions, beautiful flowers, under the sun and under a rainbow. and feel relaxed and calm and happy. If you look up to the sky and see big billowing clouds, find as many shapes as you can. It's the universe's way of helping you to create new dreams. Now, before I move on, I can see a lot of shapes in in the clouds, and I'm sure you can too. So I'm not going to say anything for a little bit. I'm going to wait, and and for a minute, I'm going to wait and have you guys look in the clouds and in the chat. If you have somebody who can help you in the chat, tell me some of the different shapes that you're seeing. I'll give you a few minutes. There's a lot of shapes. I think I see.
Someone says horse.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, I see the horse. Good. Anybody else?
Bird.
A bird.
Someone said those are probably circus clouds.
Those circus clouds. I love that. Yes.
Oh, actually, maybe it's cirrus clouds.
Oh. That's even better response. That's an even better answer.
And people are saying unicorns and dolphins and a girl and a horse again.
Oh, you guys are doing a really good job. You found way more than I did. And I wrote the book.
A boot and a heart and yeah.
Yeah, very good. You guys did a really good job. Yes, I see all of those shapes. All of those shapes. I would say my favorite shape that I see in the spread is right here. What I see is the little girl from our story. And I think that's kind of fun. But you guys did a really, really good job. You found so many more than I did. Thank you. If you look up to the sky and it is a sea of blue, the universe is telling you that anything is possible as long as you don't give up. So you see the girl here, and she is standing on this big stone cliff, and she's looking out over this beautiful canyon. It kind of looks like the Grand Canyon if you've ever seen pictures of that, because the Grand Canyon is massive. It's expanse. It feels like it goes to all the way to the other side of the world. And it might also look like trying to walk that whole distance seems like a lot, that she'll never be able to do that. But the girl knows that if she just takes one step at a time, day by day, week by week, month by month, maybe even it might be year by year, she will get to the other side of this big, beautiful canyon. And that's really like any big project or any big challenge that we might face in life, is that it might feel so big, it might feel like a big mountain or a big, massive canyon. But if we just take a little bit day by day, we'll finally get to the other side or to the end of where we want to go. It was like that when I wrote this book. At first, I was like, how can I write a book? That just seems so big, so like too big for me, just little old me to write this big book. But I just did a word after word and after a page after a page. And then when I was done with those pages, I gave them to Margarita, and then she did picture by picture by picture. And then all of a sudden, we had a book and we made it. And now you see it today. And so it took us some time. It took us a long time, but we did it and we didn't give up. And that was the key, that we didn't give up. And while the sky is endless, the years will go by, life will become busy, and you'll forget to look up. And so we can see over here that the girl is now older. She's a mom. She has her own child, and she's a little bit busy. And sometimes parents get busy. We do. We have to work, and we have to take care of the children that we love. We have to wash clothes and make dinner and so many chores. And sometimes we just forget to look up, or we don't have time to look up. And that just is what happens. And all this beauty is still there in the world. But know that you will always find me in the brightness of the full moon if you look up to the sky. And now what we can see here is, again, here's the girl, she's a mom, and here she is with her child, and they're looking up to the sky. The child has said, hey, Mom, come on, let's go outside and look up to the sky like you taught me. And who do they see in the big moon? It's the grandmother. because the moon is such a beautiful, beautiful way to keep us connected. And sometimes we can look up and see the faces of the people that we love, even if they're not with us. They might be in another state, they might be in another country, or they just may have passed on. But the moon is one way that we can all stay connected to those that we love if we look up to the sky. So that is my book. I hope, how did everybody like it? Yeah.
Thank you, Angela.
Yay!
I liked it.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I can see everybody. Yay.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, as I mentioned before I started reading the book, that I had a little bit of a surprise for everybody. And that was, I have a video to show how Margarita created one of the pictures. So remember I said like all those beautiful pictures, you know, it took a long time for her to make them. And I just want to show you what she had to do because it's kind of really interesting. So give me just 1 minute. I'm gonna have to exit here and share a different part of my screen so that you can see. Okay, can everybody see a girl, the girl with the spread, the rainbow? Yeah, okay, yep, I'm seeing heads nodding. Okay, good. All right, so let's get started. And so, yeah, so this is gonna be for this spread of the girl and the rainbow under with the dandelions. It's one of my favorite spreads. I think it's so beautiful. So you can see Margarita started with a picture and then she started drawing pencil sketches, really rough pencil sketches. And then once she had the girl in place, she took out her coloring pencils, I should say digital pencils, and she started filling in all the different colors. You can see the layers of the rainbow. She used another reference photo. So when you see a photo pop up, we call that a reference photo. It's for the artist to say like, how can I make this rainbow look as real as possible? And so a lot of times artists will use photography, pictures to do that. And so you can see she's got the rainbow in place. She's got all the pretty colors in place. And now she's starting to do the dandelions and she's just making little circles of where she thinks that they should fall in the place. And once she's got those in the place and she's liking where those are and that they're not covering the girl too much, and you can see she's moving them around a little bit, she will then, let's see if we can, she'll then find a reference photo like she did here. And she'll start making really detailed lines to make, you can see like how the little seeds, you can see the seeds in the dandelions that she's drawing. So it makes it look like it's very real, very realistic. And she'll get it to the point where it feels like the picture is almost popping off the page. And so that is how an illustrator makes pictures for a picture book.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I
So
love,
cool.
I love the pictures in your book, Angela. So it's really neat to see the process of how they were created, how Margarita created them.
She's wonderful. She was really wonderful. She came up with so many ideas that I wouldn't have come up by myself. So it was great. It's always good to work in a team.
Yeah, great.
So
Well, go ahead, Angela.
I was going to say, if there's any questions, does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask?
Yeah. Oh, I see Campbell is nodding. Do you have a question, Campbell?
Your mic is on.
How could you write?
How could I write?
Mm.
That's a really good question. So, well, first of all, at school, I really liked English and writing class. So I had to learn how to write. I had to learn a lot of words. I had to learn vocabulary. And even though it was school, I just thought that words were really interesting. And then from the words, I started reading, again, a lot of books. Like I said at the beginning, I just loved reading books. And I thought to myself, oh, I think I can write a book one day. And so what I did was I sat down and I thought about what is something that's special to me? What is something that only I could write about, that nobody else could write about? And so this book was inspired by something that my great grandmother said, which was, I was visiting her and my grandparents. I was really little. I was visiting them and I was really scared because I was away from home and I was away from my bed and I was away from my parents and I was away from all the things that I love. I felt like the little girl at the beginning of the story where she's out under in the and her home is really far away. That's how I felt. And so my great grandmother said, Angela, if you just look up to the sky and you see the moon peeking through the clouds, just know you're where you're supposed to be and you're going to be okay, and that you're with people who love you. And that just made me feel so calm and so safe and happy. And I didn't have to be scared anymore because I was around people who loved me. And I just thought that that would be a really nice story to share with other people. And so that was the story that I wrote down. And that's what became the book. That was a really good question. Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
Like Miguel has a question.
I have a question.
Yes.
On the Canon page, there always could be a golf course there to hit the golf ball into the water.
There could be a golf. There could be. That's very true. Like, that's what I like about that page. There could be anything there. So that was a really good, I like that. That was a good imaginative thing that you saw. Thank you for sharing that.
I see someone with the name Nancy down on the bottom who has her hand raised. Nancy, do you have a question? Probably it's might be your mom's name or something.
You have to unmute. Do you know how to unmute?
If you look in the corner, there's a little microphone. Oh yeah, you got it.
It's Nolan, not Nancy.
I know, I just didn't remember your name and I was like, Nancy's probably your mom or someone in your family, but it's good to see you, Nolan.
Okay, what's your question? What is your question?
Today I'm 5.
Oh, happy birthday! Yay!
Yay! Happy
But yesterday was my birthday.
Oh,
Okay. Well, we can
well, happy
still
birthday
happy
yesterday.
birthday. Oh, that's so great. Thank you for telling me that. Did you have a nice birthday?
Thank you for the story.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And I hope you had a great birthday.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was a fun, exciting story. Does anyone have questions or any interesting things? Have you?
Story.
Oh,
Oh,
you're welcome.
Anyone else have any questions or something to share?
I would like to know something maybe from the kids. Angela showed us so many beautiful skies. Do you have a favorite sky? Oh, and I see Jaden just raised their hand down. Let's have Jaden and then we'll tell everybody's favorite sky.
Go ahead, Jaden, you just have to unmute. Oh, still can't hear you.
Maybe can you talk in a really loud voice?
Oh, sorry, Jaden, we can't hear you. Maybe you could type your question into the chat.
And Ada has a question too.
How about Jaden, if you type your question and then in the meantime, Ada will ask her question while you're typing.
I would ask it right through Zoom.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You were going to say what your favorite sky is.
It's the rain sky, and why does the stars? Why do the stars look sometimes red, sometimes kind of white, and sometimes kind of blue?
That is a great question. They actually are those colors. They look those colors because stars have different colors.
Yeah, and they different temperature stars have different colors. So the blue ones are hotter and the red ones are cooler, although they're all really hot.
Thanks. And I think Jaden put in the chat that he saw an angel yesterday in the sky when he was looking up at the sky. So that was what he wanted to share with us.
Jaden, that's really great. I actually have one more slide that I'd love to share with everybody. And I think that's a great segue to this slide. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see, I'm gonna bring up my presentation here. So, and this slide is a picture that I took, and it's a picture of my favorite cloud that I've seen in real life. And I know what I think it looks like, but I would love to know what you guys think it looks like, or if you're seeing a lot of different shapes, what you think or what you see. And there's no wrong answers. That's the beautiful thing about the sky and looking at clouds, is that every answer is the right answer.
I think it looks like a bunny driving a jet.
A bunny. Yes, I love that. A bunny driving a jet. Oh, I can see it.
I think it looks like a dragon driving a jet.
A dragon eating a jet. Okay, I see that too. Wow, a jet is making an appearance here.
In the chat, Ada says it looks like a boa constrictor.
I think it looks like a beaver.
A beaver. Oh, I can see that. Oh, let me see it. So like, would this be its tail and this is its bill?
I think it's a rabbit's head.
A rabbit head. Okay, I can see that too. I can see like the bunny ears or the rabbit ears.
And I think I see a little whiskers.
Are these the whiskers over here?
No, it's right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Circles of little things that are coming out, and I see no eyes. I can see the boa constrictor. A story.
I can see the boa constrictor too. I see all these things. These are great. I love it.
In the chat, we have someone saw a bunny rabbit and a baby here. And then someone else said an alligator. And Bodhi said helicopter. Lots of things that people are seeing.
These are so wonderful. These answers.
A spinning top. I have a baby doll.
You have a baby doll? You see a baby doll in the clouds? I kind of see a baby doll in the clouds.
Show you her.
Angela, what did you see when you looked at these, your favorite?
I'll go get my baby doll.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
That's a great question. What I saw was, in a weird way, I saw the girl. Like, I thought this was her head, and like this was like a little bow in her hair, and she had her arms up, and this was her body. So to me, it was like seeing the little girl in the clouds, and I really liked it.
Oh,
I do too.
Yeah, I see that now. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Angela.
You're so welcome. Thank you everybody again for having me come and read my story, for listening.
You ready?
You
I
guys-
can show you my baby doll.
You have the baby doll?
Oh, there's Campbell's baby doll that she's holding up in her video.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's a beautiful baby doll. Oh, thank you so much.
Baby doll.
Well, one of the things that you guys can do, because I know sometimes we can't go outside all the time, but if you can get pieces of paper and draw some clouds and make shapes in the clouds, that would be great. I would love to, if you can send those to Anna and Teresa. I would love to see the cloud pictures that you guys draw.
Yeah, if you want to, Angela, would you mind stopping sharing? And then I have one more
Absolutely.
wrap-up slide I can share. And I really love that idea, Angela. If you all want to draw some pictures of the sky, maybe with clouds or whatever your favorite sky is, you could send those, you could email them to us and we'll share them with Angela and we can share them on the next story time. So, and I'll let you know about that. So again, this was our Astronomy at Home story time from the Astronomical Society of the Pacific. We're so happy to have Angela with us. Next time, we will be reading a book called Mousetronaut, written by Mark Kelly.
I have a question.
This and then we can wrap up, okay? Then you can say something. So next time we'll be reading Mousetronaut, which is by Mark Kelly, who's an astronaut and now also a US Senator. And we will be letting you know in January the date for that. We don't have it quite set, but it will be on a Tuesday in January. And you can find out more at our website, astrosociety.org/storytime. Draw some pictures of the clouds. You can email them to us at storytime@astrosociety.org, and we will share those with Angela. So Angela, thank you again so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
I
much.
was gonna tell you,
I'm gonna stop the recording.
I would like to